So this is going to be a very quick introduction to the Buck property, which is located in central British Columbia. So here are some cautionary notes about forward-looking statements that I may be making. So the Buck property, it's a bulk tonnage and high-grade gold, silver, zinc property in central British Columbia. We're right at the beginning stages of discovery. So we made a high-grade discovery at the end of 2020, which we've since confirmed in subsequent drilling. We are currently drilling, and with this recent financing, we're thinking that this program will be ramped up significantly. We have great infrastructure and access. We're now well-funded, great management team, and so there's a lot of potential for growth, not only in the potential size of the discovery of Buck, but also on additional targets within our large property package. So the Buck property is located within a 33,000 hectare tenure package just south of the town of Houston in British Columbia. This is about an hour south of Smithers. So what really sets Buck apart is the amount of existing infrastructure. We can drive right to the drill rig. There's 4 service roads and trails which access the property. The Yellowhead Highway goes through Houston. There's power and rail nearby. So it's a great area that's easily accessible. And this really sets us apart from a lot of other projects in British Columbia. Not only does this mean that we can explore year-round, but it also keeps the cost down. So driving right to the site, all we have to do is plow the roads and we can start drilling. There's no helicopter support that we need. Drill costs are very low, and we have a very good relationship with our drillers who enjoy drilling the property, which is really great in this environment where it's hard to find drills and drillers. It's in a great mining-friendly region, so we're near formerly producing mines such as Equity Silver, as well as Huckleberry Copper Mine to the southwest. Also, there's a lot of active exploration in the region. So particularly in the past few years, we have Equity Metals Silver Queen property just to the south. There's also Copper Mountain. I know they're very active just to the west. Vizsla Copper, which not associated with Vizsla Silver, as well Harvest Gold is to the northwest. So there's a lot of active exploration in this area. It's a great mining-friendly region, and it's very easily accessible. So at Buck, we've recognized 3 main styles of mineralization. So we have a high-grade vein-hosted gold mineralization. We have more of a bulk tonnage style disseminated mineralization. And then as well, we have what we're calling the mosaic breccia. So this is a hydrothermal breccia, very rich in sphalerite and other sulfides. Now, we previously thought that this mineralization was hosted differently in different locations, separated by, for example, structural zones. However, we're finding all 3 styles of mineralization are found throughout the property. So it's not constrained by rock type or location. This is one large mineralized package. And so this mineralization is found both at surface and at depth. So there's a very large mineralized footprint here. Everywhere is pervasively altered. It's a large hydrothermal system. There's been a lot of fluids coming through. And so this is really great news when it comes to mineralization. The size and scale here, it really has a large potential. It's yet unconstrained. Going over some of the grades that we've drilled. So the high-grade discovery was made in the end of 2020, so 1.5 meters of close to 50 gram per ton gold. We followed that up with another drill program where we drilled 0.5 meter of close to 250 gram per ton gold, so some pretty significant grades. However, the main story here is the bulk tonnage potential. We have very long intercepts of disseminated mineralization, so 200, 300, 400 meters of 0.5 gram to 1 gram per ton gold. Now, if we look at a comparable, it would be the Blackwater Gold Project. Their recent proven and probable reserves are 8 million ounces at 0.75 gram per ton gold. So we're seeing very similar grades at Buck, keeping in mind that Buck is yet unconstrained, both laterally and at depth. We're targeting some new areas of mineralization, which we've discovered through our last drill program, and so we're targeting that now in our current drill program. So in terms of size and scale, Buck really has a lot of potential, a lot of room to grow. So in 2 years, 2020 and 2021, we've had 4 drill programs. We've drilled 66 holes for almost 25,000 meters. In addition, there's additional targets surrounding the Buck Main property. So for example, you can see here on the map, we have some anomalous rock samples that have great grades of gold, silver, and zinc. And as well on the map, you can see our IP chargeability highs. There's a lot of near-surface IP chargeability. This image here shows a 150-meter depth slice. And what we're finding is that the IP chargeability highs really define the disseminated mineralization quite well. So there's a lot of upside here, not just within the main drill area, but within the entire permit area. So these are drill-ready targets. And like I mentioned, with the additional financing, we're going to be targeting these areas this year. In terms of size and scale, I have the Blackwater gold property up for comparison. So you can see the 1 kilometer scale bar covers most of the drill areas at Blackwater. That's the black dots there, that's all the drilling. If you look at the same 1 kilometer scale bar at Buck, you can see it covers most of the mineralized footprints, as well keeping in mind that Buck is unconstrained. So considerable size and scale potential here. Quickly looking at a cross-section, you can see these long continuous intercepts of gold, silver, and zinc mineralization. So 400 meters of 0.87 gram per ton gold equivalent, 240 meters of 1.25 gram per ton gold equivalent. So some pretty significant grades, as well as we have higher grade sweeteners within these disseminated intercepts as well. So the key takeaway here is the consistency and continuity of mineralization. Our drill program in the fall was drilled on a grid-based pattern and with consistent orientations. And so we were able to wrap our heads around what's going on geologically and understand the geological and structural controls a bit better. And so we're finding that this is one big cohesive system. It is pervasively altered everywhere. It's one big hydrothermal footprint. But we're really getting a handle on what's controlling mineralization. And so in future drill programs, we're going to be better able to target a lot of this mineralization, both infill and step-out holes. So Buck is only one target that we've been working on the property. It's 33,000 hectares. You can see the 24-kilometer scale bar along the west there. So there's a lot of exploration upside. There's a lot of additional targets to explore. Similar to the Blackwater, we're using zinc as a pathfinder to gold. There's a very strong correlation between zinc and gold, and so we're using that in our exploration targeting, specifically with geochemical sampling. So you can see there's quite a few zinc anomalies on the property, specifically towards the south near the Irk occurrence, which is not seen diamond drilling. So these are some very exciting targets to the south of Buck Main. As well, we're seeing some interesting grades at Calcasite Creek, which is to the northwest of Buck Main. So in addition, we're planning a property-wide VTEM electromagnetic geophysical survey across the whole property. So this, in addition to the geochemical sampling, will really get a handle on what type of additional targets we'll be able to work on this year. So we optioned the property in 2019. As mentioned, we've had several programs of drilling 66 holes for just under 25,000 meters. We've done some initial metallurgical test work. So initial results are showing that we have a great recovery of zinc, silver, and gold, but more work is needed to be done to get actual recoveries. And then in terms of 2022, we're going to have a very busy year. So we recently did the financing, and so we're currently drilling, but that program is going to be significantly expanded. We're doing the VTEM survey. We're also going to do a lot more 3D modeling and computer work and things like that. So in terms of share structure, we have just over 65 million shares outstanding. We're sitting at about a $30 million market cap. We recently announced our financing, so we have an oversubscribed financing of $6 million. This will be used this year for drilling and exploration of some of the additional targets on the property. In terms of management, I'm Sharyn Alexander, President. Bob Willis is our CEO. We have Tukey Angus as our chairman, and he's one of our largest shareholders. We also have a very strong technical team, and so we're using Equity Exploration as our project managers. They run a pretty tight ship. And as well, we have Christopher Leslie as a technical advisor. He was part of the discovery team of the Blackwater Gold Project. So we're very lucky to have him on our team. So we're going to have a pretty exciting 2022. The drill is turning. We're going to be ramping up that program. We have the VTEM geophysical survey, which will hopefully come up with additional targets on the property. So there's going to be a lot of upcoming exploration news flow. A lot of exciting potential at Buck. We're unconstrained, open in all directions, great infrastructure and access. We're well funded, a lot to explore. So yeah, some pretty exciting times. And we'll be happy to share all that with the market.